Then plans for the wedding, which was to take place on Saturday the 4th of May, 1957, less than 2 years after their first meeting. "I'll leave you two to take off your finery," said Val's mother. "But I'm glad I've had a preview. Your dad'll have to wait till tomorrow to see the beautiful bride and bridesmaid, of course. I'm going to make a cup of tea for Bert and me. Shall I make some for you? Put those dresses away first, though. We don't want any spillages." "Yes, please, Mum," said Val. "That'd be lovely, Mrs. Horrocks," said Cissie. "Then I'd best be getting back. I've left Walter minding our Paul. Not that he'll be any trouble once he's settled." "Let's see. Your little lad's nearly 1 year old now, isn't he, Cissie?" said Mrs. Horrocks. "How time flies!" "Yes," replied Cissie. "He'll be 1 on the 1st of June. She was unable to stop a smile spreading over her face. "And I'll tell you something else," she said. "I'm expecting another one. I've just been telling Val, but not many folks know yet. We've only just found out." "Well, fancy that," said Mrs. Horrocks. "And you're pleased, are you, you and Walter?" "Yes, we're thrilled to bits. It's not till the end of the year, though, round about Christmas time." "And you feeling all right, are you, love?" "Yes, I've been much better this time. Not much sickness and feeling tired. Walter's hoping we have a little girl, but I've told him not to make his mind up about that. You just don't know, do you? And it'll be loved, whatever it is, like our Paul is." As her mother went to make the tea, Val reflected how Cissie's love for her little boy had grown over the past year. She'd been swept along into a necessarily hasty marriage to Walter Clarkson. Although they'd been going out together for a couple of years, she had been uncertain about her feelings for him. When the baby boy was born some 6 months after their marriage, Cissie had at first resented the child and the loss of her freedom. Val knew now, though, how much she loved her little son, and her husband too. She was still a happy-go-lucky sort of girl, but there was no doubt that she'd turned out to be a natural mother and was delighted at the prospect of another child. When Mrs. Horrocks had left them alone, Cissie mentioned her own wedding. "At least you don't have to wear a coloured wedding dress like I had to, do you?" Cissie's mother, Hannah Foster, had been horrified when she was told of her daughter's pregnancy. Nevertheless, she would not hear of a registry office wedding. No, it had to be a proper do in church. But on no account could Cissie wear white when she was not entitled to do so. So she'd been married in pale blue, and her only bridesmaid, Val, had worn pink. "No," agreed Val with a quiet smile. "But I didn't choose pure white, did I?" "No, you decided on cream," said Cissie, grinning at her. "Why was that, I wonder?" "I thought the white dresses looked insipid," she replied, "with my colouring. You remember, you were there when I tried them on. They made my complexion look sallow, or so I thought, but this deep cream lace is lovely. I knew straight away that it was the one I wanted, and it goes so well with your buttercup yellow dress. Real springtime colours." "I believe you, but thousands wouldn't," said Cissie with a laugh. "At least you're not 3 months pregnant like I was." "Shh," said Val, glancing at the door in case her mother reappeared. "Yes, I must admit that Sam and I... well, we know quite a lot about each other, but it wasn't till after we were engaged," she whispered. "We're hoping we might start a family quite soon, though. There doesn't seem to be any point in waiting, and it's what we both want." "Yes, and you can afford it, can't you?" said Cissie. "Don't start all that again," said Val jokingly. "You're not doing too badly yourselves, are you? Walter's been promoted, hasn't he?" Walter Clarkson also worked at Walker's Mill. He was now one of the chief overseers in charge of a large section of looms. "Yes, we're doing okay," admitted Cissie. "We've managed to get most of furniture we need now, and we can afford a holiday this year. Scarborough, we thought. It's not too far to drive with Paul. He gets restless in the car." "That's where we're going for our honeymoon," said Val. "Sam suggested we might go to Paris or the south of France, but I persuaded him to stay near home. There's nowhere nicer than England in the springtime. All the